The 6.5 is on the road, and we are here at GTC 2025 in San Jose. We're about midway through the show here, and I know Dan and I will do a wrap at the end of the week, but just wanted to give you some of my early thoughts here. So, first of all, the hyperscaler build-out is alive and well. First thing, when I go on a broadcast show like a CNBC or Bloomberg or Yahoo Finance is, hey, how long is this build-out going to continue? And I'm just here to tell you that based on the CapEx forecasts, which are about $1 trillion, this build-out is going to happen for a long time. That $1 trillion is over a few years, not in 1 year. This year, it's about $350 billion. But and the big reason for that is the belief of the downstream benefits of AI. And in this latest round, quite frankly, there was a lot of discussion, oh my gosh, is DeepSeek going to make all of this demand for compute and GPUs crater? And in fact, what we've seen is that spot pricing and availability for H100s and H200s, availability is going down and the price has gone up. So essentially it increased the demand for compute, primarily in test time compute and inference, where a reasoning engine can drive 10 to 100x the amount of compute required. And that's after the pre-training step and the post-training. You've got to infer this stuff. So I talked a little bit about, we have to look at this capability on a continuum. It's one thing to go in and do a search on an LLM, maybe it would drift, it would come back in a few seconds. But now with reasoning and agents, right, you've got turn by turn. You essentially have the AI debating with itself, fact-checking itself, and that takes a lot of turns, takes up a lot of GPU compute power, and quite frankly is the basis for an agent that actually works. One of the key things that struck me here was the pervasiveness of AI that was delivered in the message, whether it was the data center, the enterprise edge, robots, cars, workstations, gaming PCs, and even mini workstations with digits. And as an analyst firm, we cover all of these, but what a great way to see it all laid out there. Most interesting slide that Jensen put up right at the end was Dell. It was a Dell slide showing everything that they do with AI that, oh, by the way, covered everything but robots and cars. Jensen did bring a robot up on stage. It was cute, it was interesting, and this is a next big bet that the company has. Certain announcements stood out that are correlated with all of those. So first of all, what's the first thing Jensen talked about? Oh, it must have been hardware. No, it was software. It was CUDA, and how CUDA enables AI across multiple verticals and multiple workloads. He also dove into Dynamo, which you call the operating system of the AI factory. That I thought was interesting, very provocative, but essentially allows you to auto fine-tune a reasoning engine across tens of thousands of GPUs. Pretty cool. And then Blackwell Ultra. This is the next generation of Blackwell that it's not a different chip necessarily. It has more memory and also some improved co-optics networking on the switch. And after that, it was Rubin and Rubin Ultra, which is another order of magnitude increase in performance, the company says. And when you get to Rubin Ultra, you get not only a 2-die, but a 4-die configuration. Must be done in 3 nanometer, but I'm just speculating at this point. My gosh, we saw Digits. The little workstation has an official name. I've forgotten it. That was given a date. And interestingly enough, Jensen put it right next to a MacBook Pro for the developer. That was very provocative. But what we saw was a new form factor, a Digits-like workstation. Looked like an ATX form factor with a classic ATX-sized PCB out there to program to your heart's content. He also talked about AI gaming, reflection on the 5000 launch, the 5090, which was interesting. And on the enterprise side, he's introducing an enterprise data platform as part of the NVIDIA Enterprise Platform. And that might sound boring to you, but I got to tell you, data and data management is the #1 issue that when I talk to CIOs, they're having with all this AI stuff. So it couldn't have come sooner. We'll see how it does. Finally, on the hardware side, you had co-packaged optics. I talked a little bit about it, but essentially you're putting the lasers and the capability right on the package of the switch. And who knows, with Rubin Ultra, maybe it's actually on the die itself. So to make all of these things happen, right, what do you need? You compute, storage, networking, and memory. And with compute, right, the stars of the shows were Grace Blackwell and Vera Rubin. Vera meaning the CPU like Grace, and Rubin, the GPU like Blackwell. On the storage side, the most interesting thing to me was that enterprise data platform that I talked about. And then there was network, which was the co-packaged optics and the switch. One thing that didn't get a lot of discussion that I wish it had is memory. I mean, let's talk HBM here, right? Basically the biggest, newest thing about Blackwell Ultra was the memory. And you've got, companies like Samsung, right, with HBM3E and HBM4 for AI acceleration. And then, the memory for those incredible G-forces that I talked about, the RTX 50 series. Samsung, GDDR7. And I know there's other manufacturers that talk about it, but Samsung was very clear in its messaging here. And then, right, you've got the LPDDR5X and the NVIDIA DGX Spark, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So, listen, not a lot of discussion about memory at the show, but there you go. Compute, storage, networking, and memory. Pretty awesome stuff. Again, this is midway through the show. I'm going to have a lot of other thoughts, I'm sure, after I spend the next day and a half here. But I appreciate you tuning in. Check out all of our coverage from GTC 25 here in San Jose, California. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much.